Alright guys, welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be doing some work on my dirt bike that's sitting beside me. It's been bogging out and wanting to stall a lot, so we're going to check the spark plug. And then we're going to, if that doesn't fix it, we're going to go in and take the carburetor off and clean the jets and tune the float and stuff like that. So first we just got to take this one piece of plastic off, and then we will get into taking the spark plug off. Alright, so we got this side plastic off. Now we're gonna get in here and take the spark plug off. Alright, so I pulled the spark plug out, and it's a little dirty, but nothing unusual about it. If you could see that or not. But I am gonna take a wire brush and just clean it up a little bit, so let's get that going. Alright, so I took an SOS pad, something like this, just cheap household cleaning stuff, and I cleaned it off a little bit, well actually quite a bit, and now I'm just going to throw it back into the bike. Alright guys, well I haven't filmed in a while because my camera died, but as you can see we got my bike teared down pretty good. Gas tank is sitting right there, carburetor sitting right there. So we are just going to start digging into the carburetor and see what is going on with this dirt bike. Whoops. Right now I'm just working on getting the bowl off, and then we'll dive in and check out the rest. Before you go and take your bowl off of your carburetor, you want to drain the fuel out of your bowl, which I did already, so we don't have to worry about that. Alright, so this is why I'm filming, because it looks a little bit complicated. So here is your carburetor, and then there's your bowl of your carburetor, and then there are your floats, which the floats look adjusted pretty well. Sorry, I'm kind of a little bit high for it, but so that makes me suspect that there's something wrong with one of the jets. So we'll set the bowl over here, and we will grab a flathead. Alright, so we got our flathead. Sorry for bumping the camera there. And we will start. We need a bigger flathead. Alrighty. Let's see if this one works. So right now we're just going to take the main jet out. I believe this is the main jet, because I think... Oh, shit. That hole is so tiny, I wouldn't be surprised if there's something in there. Oh, it looked like there was something in there. Well, maybe I just fixed it. I doubt you guys can see it, but there is a tiny little hole through it. And it looked a lot tinier a second ago, but now... Now that I blew through it, looks a lot better. So now we're just going to pull this little plastic piece off. Set that there. And now we are going to take this piece off right here. Let's try a 8mm is too big. Let's try 7mm. It's a 7mm, so let's go in here, take this off. Alright, so now I believe this part is technically your main jet, but it looks clean, so we won't worry about that. There's your main, and now we're going to pull our pilot jet. There's our pilot jet, which has an even smaller hole, which looks kind of clogged, to be honest. Got a little gas on my mouth now, but it won't kill me. So, other than if it's not one of these jets, and it's not the carburetor, then, and it's not the spark plug, and it's not the air filter, I don't know what it would be, then either we have an engine problem or something even bigger than that. Okay, well, air is going through this pilot jet. And I can see through it. So let's just throw this back together and throw it on the bike and see if that maybe fixed anything. I doubt it did, but I have a feeling that our floats are not correct, but I don't exactly know how to adjust them. Because when you barely engage, there's a little pin right in there, and when you barely engage it, your float is supposed to be like perpendicular, I believe is the word, and it's a little bit slanted. So I wonder if that's our problem, but I have no idea. Alright, well, let's just start putting it back together and see if that changes anything. What is that piece? Okay, so we got the pilot jet put in there. Now let's just get the part of the main jet threaded in, and then we'll snug it up with the wrench. Now we don't want to snug them up too tight because you don't want to strip them out or anything like that. Okay, now we put the other part of the main jet on there. And this I don't know if it's, oh shoot, we forgot to do one part. We forgot to put this piece on, so let's do that now. Now I don't know if all carburetors are this easy, but this carburetor came apart really easy. I thought it was going to be a lot harder than this. But last time I went to deal with a carburetor was on my old little quad, and it had like a metal cage around it, so you couldn't access it, and the metal cage was like pot riveted on, so you could not access the carburetor without breaking anything. So I never ended up actually working on that, so I just threw it back together and kept going on, and then eventually I rode that quad so hard that it decided to cavitate and blow up, which is a fun little quad. I miss it. But I was too big for it, and it was gonna happen sooner or later because, well, it was me and my friend were very hard on it, doing wheelies in the front yard to overheating it, to getting it stuck in hundreds of mud holes. Surprised I didn't bake the engine sooner than I did with how many times I overheated it. Alright, so we got the carburetor put back together, and see, that was very simple. I think there's nothing hard about that carburetor. So we are gonna just throw it back in the bike and we'll see if that makes a difference. Alright, so I got the carburetor in my hand, put back together, and we got the throttle cable sitting right here. So we gotta get this back in here. I believe it goes this way. No, it doesn't. It goes this way. The heck? Okay, well, we'll get back to you once I get this back in. This might take me a few minutes. Alright, so we got this to go in. I was just putting it in the wrong pattern. So let's just tighten this down and then check and make sure that so our throttle is working. I don't know if you guys can see that very well. Here, let's zoom in. See, it lifts that, I don't know what you call it, but that thing inside the carburetor. That is very, very good. Now we need to get this and back onto this piece right here. But with this in the way, it gets to be pretty tricky, so this might take us a few minutes, because I know it took me a few minutes to get it off. Alright, so we got the carburetor on, and we got this piece from the airbox into the carburetor on. Now, next thing we need to do is we need to take these little 10mm screws and put them on here. So, and bolt the carburetor to this little pipe that goes to the engine. Alrighty. Let's just sit on my bike. Alright, so we got those bolts nice and tight. Now it's time for the gas tank. So let's get that on. Alright, so we got the drill and this little bolt here for the gas tank. Just make that go a lot quicker. And we'll grab the hand wrench and just, oh shit. Just snug it down nice and tight. Alright, now we gotta throw the gas line back on the carburetor and throw the plastic on, and we are good to go. Let's get at it. Alright, so we got the fuel line back on and gas turned on. Let's just tip it over, get the fuel going a little bit, and see if we can get this thing running. And let's hear how it sounds. There's still a tiny bit of bog there when you go and hit the gas. So let's just turn our screw in a little bit, our throttle screw, and let's try that. Sounds good. Alright, well, we got rid of our bog. I don't think I filmed before when it, when I first started it up and it was bogging really bad, but, yeah, it was just, when you go to hit the gas, it would just, bog on you really bad, so, I wanted to pull it apart and clean it and try and get that so it was running mint. Alright, so we're just going to start throwing plastics back together, and we'll get back to you in a few minutes. Alright guys, so there it is. My bike is fully put back together. Carb was clean, spark plug was clean. So that is me fixing my bike. Oh geez, so it doesn't bog anymore. Let's just start it up and show you one more time. It bogged a little bit right there at the first juice of the throttle, but that was just because it just started up. So thanks for watching, guys, and we'll do more mechanic videos in the future.